Jim is exactly right. What this election is about, it's about change. It's about transforming America. It's about transforming the way the rest of the world views America. The kind of leader that we need in these times is a man of character, of strength, honesty. He couldn't tell a lie if his life depended on it. And somebody who will stand up for what they actually believe. That's what's at stake in this election. We are the most powerful nation on the face of the planet. We are the preeminent power on the earth today. In that role, we have two responsibilities. First, we have a responsibility to the United States to keep us strong, economically, militarily, politically. But we have a second responsibility. And that responsibility is to humanity. And when we fail, to meet that responsibility, there is an enormous price to pay. And we see it right now. America can't be a leader just by being strong. You have to be strong. But you also have to have the moral authority to lead. The rest of the world has to naturally rally around the United States of America. The world, over the last couple of years, I've spent a lot of time around the world, speaking, meeting with leaders. The problem is that the world doesn't see you. They don't see you. They don't see our people. They don't understand the character of the American people. They don't know what you care about. They don't know what your priorities are. And this is not some abstract thing. The result of what we've seen over the last 5 or 6 years is chaos. Literally, chaos from Egypt all the way to Pakistan. Think about the dangers in that part of the world today. The world does not know who we are, and they desperately need to know who we are. There are so many opportunities for us to show the world who we are and what we're made of. Right now, while we're having this event, there's a genocide going on. In Sudan, in Darfur, hundreds of thousands of people have died. Killed at the hands of the Janjaweed militia, actually slaughtered at the hands of the Janjaweed militia. I thought our country, my country, said after Rwanda, we'll never let this happen again, never. I still remember the phrase, not on our watch. Well, it's happening right now, right in front of us. So where is America? Poverty, which I work on here in the United States, I'm spending most of my life on these days. Poverty in the world, 3 billion people, half the planet, lives on $2 or less a day. And when I talk about what's at stake in these elections, what's at stake over the course of the next 6 weeks or so, you know, I love the Democratic Party. I love America more. And there is so much at stake. And this is not rocket science, and it's not complicated. There is one preeminent power on the face of the planet. There are 2 major political parties in this country. One of them's been running America for the last 6 years. Look at what we've got. Look at what the world has gotten. We're better than this. The United States of America is better than this. And it is not too much to say that in these elections, the future of the world is at stake. Because it is. And so when you're out there knocking on doors for Jim, when you're out there raising money for him, making phone calls, we all get tangled up in the day-to-day. But I want you to always step back and remember what's at stake. Because America, the kind of America we're going to live in, the kind of world we're going to live in, that's what's at stake in these elections. And it's not, by the way, it's not just what we're doing over there. I grew up in an America where we were the light. We were the model. Everyone looked up to the United States of America. We weren't the country of Guantanamo and Abu Ghraib. We are better than this. The United States of America, we need to show not just what we'll do over there. We need to show that we are the model for the rest of the world here. How can it be in the richest nation on the face of the planet that 37, 38 million people wake up every day worried about feeding and clothing their children? It's not okay. It's not okay. Our party, my party, the Democratic Party, it is time for us to lead again. It is time for us to present America with the vision that we believe in. And by the way, for all those skeptics and critics who say there's nothing that can be done, there's a lot that can be done. Simple things. The kind of things that his opponent has been fighting in the United States Senate, like ending the embarrassment of our national minimum wage and raising the minimum wage so the people who work can actually support their families. We can transform our housing policy. We can have an economy, which Jim is talking about every single day, where we don't just have a few people doing well. Yet, has there been economic growth in America over the last couple of years? Yes. Where? In the top 1%. Middle class wages have been stagnant or going down. Low income wages have been going down. 5 million more Americans in poverty in the last 6 years. 1 million more in the last year. I don't know about you, but I actually don't want to live in an America where we've got a few rich people and everybody else. We're better than this. And there are so many other places where leadership has been so desperately missing. We need to lead the way away from dependence on fossil fuels, away from dependence on oil, towards real energy independence. And in the process, we need to be honest with the country. The country desperately needs us to be honest. And the truth is that, do we need to innovate? Yes. Do we need to invest in clean alternative sources of energy? Wind, solar, biomass, biodiesel, biofuels? Absolutely. Will that get us off oil? No. It is not enough. It is time for us to lead. It is time for us to ask the American people to be patriotic about something more than war. To actually be willing that we want to live in a stronger and better America, a more secure America. We want our children and grandchildren to live in that kind of America. And if we do, we're going to have to actually be patriotic and be willing to sacrifice, to conserve, to not consume energy the way we are today. We have to lead. We can't wait for somebody else to do this. And so, when I talk about what we have to do, I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about us. It is time for us to inspire this country again. I have been all over America for the last 2 or 3 years. There are a lot of things I'm not so sure about, but there's one thing I'm certain of. There is a hunger in America. A hunger to be inspired again. People want to feel good about their country. They want to be proud to be Americans. They want to be proud of what we're doing together. Because America understands in a way a lot of these politicians don't, that a sense of national community matters. It says something about the character of the United States, how we treat millions of people who are living in poverty every day. It says something about America, about how we deal with 46, 47 million Americans who have no health care coverage. It says something, what we do together. We need to lift up and inspire this country again. We do. And there is so much at stake. I want to say to all the young people who are here that I have seen young people change this country before. And you can change it again. When I was growing up, I was a teenager at the time. I watched young people in America on college campuses lead the fight for civil rights. They didn't wait for somebody to tell them what was right. They knew what was right. And they went out with backbone and courage and passion, and they changed this country. They spoke out about the war in Vietnam. They helped bring down more recently, this brutal apartheid regime in South Africa. Young people have changed America before, and you can change America again. But we cannot wait. We cannot wait for somebody else to do it. You can't hope that somebody else is going to do it. We have to do it. And our power to do this together is amazing. There is nothing we can't do together. So, I came here today on behalf of Jim to ask you to join us in this cause. Because that's what it is. It's not about politics. This is about whether we're going to live in a just and righteous and honest America, and whether America is going to lead in a just, moral world. That's what's at stake. Join us in this cause. Let's create the kind of Virginia and the kind of America and the kind of world that all of us believe in. God bless you. It's a great privilege to be here with you. Thank you very much.